If you're new here, welcome. And to my regular fan base, welcome back. So, in this live video, in this live video, we are going to discuss the local authorities finally getting in touch with the father a mere one day before the third, number three, of contact sessions, which takes place tomorrow. And they got in touch with me finally, being the local authority, of having my questions answers as to will the time that I missed from the virtual contact last time when the connection died. I went over this extensively, why I doubt this in my last video. Go and check it out if you haven't done so already. But just as a recap, when the supervisor left, my son called me back off his nan's phone, so no problem at all with the connection. So this ties into the psychology and will lead me beautifully into my next segue, actually. So, and I said this quite a few times now, this is a game, not a ha 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 funny game. No, 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 no. This is a game of mental chess, one-upmanship. You really need to be calm, be stoic, and have a long-term roadmap in your dome piece in your brain as to how you're going to outmaneuver these people. Yeah, these people. And I say that very loosely. They're vermin, actually. But I want to share this with my audience. So, and it has been a very good day. Truly, it has. Of wits. It's been a good day of me using my wits um, as to how I'm getting the tide shifted in my favor and how subsequently I'm slowly yet strongly winning this spiritual war. So, where do we begin? I So earlier on, I was thinking to myself, okay, there's one more day to go because we're on today's, well, now it's technically Friday because at the time of this posting, it's 11 minutes past midnight, 12 a.m. I do these posts just before going to bed. But earlier on today, so yesterday now, one day before contact, being yesterday, I was thinking to myself, self, what's happening here? The local authorities, they haven't responded yet to me. I've asked them for double time. I've went over this in the last couple of videos, two prior previously. And I'm thinking to myself, like, self, why haven't they got back to me? Like, hey, they haven't got back to me, so what do I do about that? Because they're doing what they do best. They ghost. That's what they do. They ghost. So, okay. So what do I do about that? I decided to call up my son's social worker. We haven't even spoken on the phone, although she was there when we was going over the voice recordings, and we had a meeting with Virginia, who's the team manager. She was there but barely spoke. And I was calling out Virginia saying, being a manager, the team manager, that I took out your best shots and then some, and then some, and then some more. This is the face of a compulsive liar. And she was like, "Oh, Mr. Murray, are you attacking me?" All that political garbage to try and make you out to be a monster and bad guy when you're just standing your grounds. But I see that meeting in itself as a victory because I did stand my grounds and I got my point across, strongly. I did. And look, I felt like I'd earned the right to do such because this is the same person who was looking me in my eyes after seeing her previously before that meeting. The previous time I saw her was from family called, a while back now, and just lying and lying and lying whilst cross examining me and other members of authority. And liars, they blink a lot. I think she set a world record for the amount of times in which she blinked. She was like this in court, literally. That's what liars do. They blink much. They blink a whole lot of times because they're desperately trying to think in their heads. Now, it's natural we blink, of course, but I'm talking about continuously blinking, relentlessly blinking, you know, like like this, like blinking so much because what they're doing is, in psychological terms, they're retracing in their heads what to say and what not to say. You see, liars have this big problem to worry about. You see, because they're not sure what's authentic and what isn't authentic, so they have to do so much blinking to go into inside the domains of their brain. My opinion is, in order to make sense of their lies, as their lies leave a trail of destruction in their wake. Anyway, I digress. But so staying the course here, I hadn't spoken to the social worker. I touched briefly with her when speaking with the team manager and the contact lady, Caroline. I've got good news to report, but we'll get to that. Stick with me. So I thought, okay, what am I going to do about this self? So what I did was I called up the social worker, and of course, no answer to the landline. Okay, try her mobile. Of course, no answer to the mobile. So what did I do? I left a voice message, and I just literally said, "Look, I am a proven innocent man in court. My son, number one. Number two, my son's voice for his father is getting louder and louder and louder. Number three, my son called me back when the supervisor left. He called me back. He demanded that he spoke to his father. I actually look at what happened last week as a blessing, even if it was intended to be a curse by the authorities, because I can't guarantee it, but I'm almost 100% certain that they were lying when they're trying to call. I don't think that at all. I think that was a dirty trick in order to try and get me riled up and angry. And it almost worked. But I was sarcastic, but then I apologized because I realized my mistakes. And the authorities, they're scared because they know ordinarily I would never do that, which in turn means that I have legal team behind me and they know I have legal team behind me based on my change in behavior, my patterns. Why am I all of a sudden apologizing for my wrong and being accountable on my side and saying, look, I was wrong to be sarcastic, but I was angry. Can you understand my frustration? Why all of a sudden am I getting political? Why am I doing these things? Because of the advice I've been given by by a top firm. And they know that. They do know that. Because when I left the message on her device when she wouldn't pick up, I just said, look, yeah, so number one, my son wanted to speak to his father. Call me straight back up, right? Number two, I only got like, we got disconnected, and and I'm angry and things like this. Number three, there's you know, like it's only 1 day left now before contacts. Me and my legal team needs to know what's going on so that we can act accordingly. And as soon as I say these things, lo and behold, what happens? As soon as I mention my legal team, well, after I left said voice message, and I was very diplomatic with this new social worker. I just said, look, this isn't right. I missed my first Christmas with my son last year, and my first birthday with my son, and now, I need to know, what's going to happen now? Am I going to miss my first birthday with my son? What's happening? What's going on? The local authority have claims that they want me to see my son on his birthday. So what are we doing here? Can we are, are we doing virtual contact? As in, I knew I was going to get virtual contact tomorrow, but can you answer my question, please, about am I getting double time or the time given back to me in relation to the time lost from the previous contacts? Case in point, only 3 minutes being given before the connection so-called lost or was gone, and I'm owed 57 minutes. Sorry, not 57 minutes, 27 minutes, which means that on this contact, I will get 57 minutes, pretty much an hour. So they have awarded me double time, but it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that you've got to go through all these channels and threaten legal action and say, look, my legal team needs to know what's going on. And everything I've said in this video so far with the aforementioned points. And then all of a sudden, by doing this, I have an email to share, and I get this. I mean, I know it's a miracle, right? Right? I get this a mere 10 minutes after leaving a voice message to the social worker, my son's. This is the email I get from Caroline. Good morning, Christopher. Sorry for the missed virtual call last week. You will have this made up this week, where you will have 1 hour of virtual. I'm sure she means to say contact there. Virtual contact on Friday, 27th of the 6th. Kind regards, Caroline. So that's really good. And I am happy for that. Nevertheless, I'm also um, I'm also playing the game, because after I got the email, I had a message via WhatsApp from this guy who's the supervisor. And I literally said, any updates regarding contact time, Josh? And he says, I have been asked to give an hour this Friday. So for this Friday, we would have an hour. Thanks. So then notice what I say here at the bottom. Hang on, if you can see this. I'll let my legal team know of this fantastic news. Thank you so much, Josh. Christopher Murray, Austin Murray's father. You're welcome. That's what he said. And then I even said, look, have a great day and see you tomorrow. Kindest regards. So it's playing the game with these people. And I'm realizing that when you don't give, don't get angry. And look, they will test you. I've had friends of mine who are mothers and fathers too, when they're forced to see their children at contact centres in person, and they're deliberately, intentionally, insidiously, like maliciously provoked by the supervisors, believe it or not. They will try and irk you or irritate you, and the key is to just remain calm. And there's an extra layer of security. When I do see my son at a contact centre, I will be in my spare, or in my rucksack with my spare device. I'll be voice recording it. So I know I'm going to be a good boy and keep calm, because it's all data for the story, and I have to. I have to have a fresh attitude now. Now that it's not so fresh now. Last year, everything was so fresh, you see. I was everywhere. Now that a proven innocent man has had time to heal, different story. And moreover, when I'm voice recording from my device in my rucksack, I'm going to, take whatever they dish out. I'm just going to ensure that I have to do this. I have to be calm. They're going to deliberately try to sabotage me and make fun of me, make me look silly in front of my son. They're going to try all kinds of tactics. I've been warned about this by mothers and fathers alike who have been going through the same thing whilst forced to see their son or daughter, or both son and daughters, or multiple children, single children alike, respectfully. I've been warned about them by this, about the dirty, disgusting, sick tricks that they will implement, being the authorities, because they're all to work together. Kafkas, the contact service supervisors, they're all working together cohesively as a unit, because it's all to do towards making money by way of extortion, that ties into the political narrative that is run, and namely the corruption. It's ka-ching! It's all about that money, baby. Yeah. you gotta, you gotta get that money, dirty money. Yeah, gotta make a joke out of it, somehow. Because if I don't make a joke out of it, it's gonna make me angry. So, bit of humor. But before we get into the videos, I just want to say one more thing. And here was my response. I gave a response to Carolyn, or Caroline, sorry. And this is what I said. Hello, Caroline. Whilst I do appreciate your email response and you granting the missed time being given back to me and my son in the virtual contact meeting tomorrow, and I must ask you a question, and how respectfully the following. Sorry, and know respectfully the following. I must know respectfully the following. Next Monday is my biological son's 7th birthday. So I would like to know if a proven innocent man following family cause can spend time with his son on his actual 7th birthday. Does the local authority and yourself plan on making this happen? Or will I miss my son's birthday on top of missing Christmas with my child, Austin Murray, last year? Kindly advise. This email shall be forwarded to my legal team for your information. Kindest genuine regards, Christopher Murray, Austin Murray's father. So I await now to find out that information. Hopefully, she'll email me before virtual contact. If not, I'll have to ask the supervisors before speaking to my son tomorrow at 6. Tomorrow's contact will indeed be recorded, and this will mark, um, another recording for the contact series, which I feel would be relevant when we get back to the voice recordings. We will go over the contact series, the virtual contact series. The contact in person itself, that will be showcased when the time's right. But we will have a total of 4 virtual contacts recordings to go over. And then we're going to get into, after that, when we go back to the recordings, when we revert back to the old chapter, we're going to go over the virtual contact series. And then I've got some big things planned and lined up with when I first got the call from the old team's manager regarding the sick, disingenuous, disgusting, fabricated, sick accusations made about me of what I supposedly did to my son when he just hurt his neck on the maze at the thistles, and I was accused of strangulation. We're going to go over that, and we're going to go over a conversation with, finally, and I've kept name dropping her for a while now, Abigail Doe, who was right, fill in the blank. And you're going to hear the entire depths of how disgusting she is. and how malicious, how much of a liar she is as well. When she, you can't make this stuff up, when she pretended to be somebody else when I called her before finally admitting who she was. And we'll get to that. Anyways, that's just some nuances of information in relation towards going forwards with um, my son's and his father's comeback story and the direction in which I want to take it. So, with all this said, after the cold open, let me just pause here while I take a sip of strawberry tea. So good. Sorry about that. So good. Very hydrating in summertime. I said this in yesterday's live too. But yeah, I'd really recommend giving this a try. I think it's called Eklands. It's Polish fruit tea. I'd really highly recommend. They got strawberry, they got peach flavor. It's beautiful. Well, yes. With all this said now, let's jump into some emotional, psychological, and spiritual development of the father raising his child from the authentic perspective. We're first going to go over when we were playing a classic game together. And this particular game is called I Spy with My Little Eye. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, let's go.
My turn. You have to say I spy with my little eye. I spy. Something that begins or something with the colour. I spy with my little eye. Something with the colour or something the other one. Something with the colour beginning with W. Daniel, why did you say colour? That doesn't make sense. It sounds as a letter. Well, look for a colour around here somewhere. Colour W? This is the letter W. Okay. W. Okay, a colour that looks very light. There's your clue. Can you give me another clue? Look straight ahead and you'll see if you look at a colour beginning with W. I know you're smart. Think of it. Look at it over here. And you can see. I'll give you a clue. It's very bright colour. White? White. There you go. Big boy. What white? What are you talking about? I was talking about the colour whites. Like I said, remember? But it has to be in here. It's this white. Oh, yeah. I was talking. Can you see that Wingstop? See that shop? Yeah, that's where all you kids go, you know. So the Wingstop and there's bright colours there, white. See that? Yeah. Right, whose turn is it? Mine or yours? Mine. Yours. You already had it. Okay. Something beginning with ma. Sorry, what? Ma. Beginning with ma? And it can be anything. Okay. I spy. It's so easy. Okay. Begins with M, yeah? Yeah. Map? No. No? There's no map. Oh, yeah. There is? But yeah. Not that one. But yeah. No, not that. No. It's not that. No. It's something next to you. Oh. M? Yeah. Maria? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay. My turn. I spy with my little eye something beginning with C. I'll give you a clue. It's over here somewhere, Big Bay. Where did me, you, and Eden go, Big Bay? To do a what, Big Bay? What's over here, Big Bay? Where did we go, me, you, and Eden? Right here. Where's the letter? Right here. Where's the letter? Follow my finger. Where's the letter? Where's the letter? It's a place. Look, it's behind you. What's that? You have to do a letter. C. Right here. Where do me, you, and Eden go? Cha, cha, cha. Okay, my turn. Your turn. Nibble cripple. I said jump. Jump. Okay. I spy. B. Yeah? Yeah. I spy with many. Oh, D. Does it begin with,
My son was recording me, by the way.
Where's D?
That's why it's a bit wonky.
Wait, give me a clue. Give me a clue. Hey. It's a person. A person? I don't know, son. No, I'm gonna take the letter. It's actually car. Car? Yeah. No, like a car, a car for cat. Oh.
So that's video number 1. We were playing classic I Spy. It's a very good day that day. You know, he's always been curious, my boy, and he always seems to have a fantastic attention span of, you know, of playfulness and overall stimulation behind creativity. And I just wish to say that I'm very proud of him. And I'm grateful that I have had a positive input in my son's playful nature and how I ensured that he was raised from the spiritual, playful perspective and emotional, psychological as well. Let's go to another video. Let's see here. Give me a second. Right, I think. Let's see. Let's go over this one. 3, 2, 1, play.
Show that up. Yeah.
Doing
Move those hips. Shake the machine.
Exercise now.
Come on, boy.
Nice
Twist
exercise.
it, twist it. There we go. That's it. Good, lads. Work those legs, yeah?
Working those
Arms.
cool muscles, lads.
That's it.
Yeah.
Who's a strong boy? Shake that.
The victory dance, baby.
Good, lad.
Superman shadow and all.
Oh, look. What's this? Who's that? Who's that? Huh? Who's that? Who's the give you light on? Look, you little torch, you little shit.
He's blinding me, little rascal. I made that post because I was parenting over the summer holidays. And I wanted to give advice from, or to parents who are struggling. A lot of parents do struggle when their children's away from school. And I wanted to give a lot of knowledge, and I've helped out many people via Facebook.
Is that nice or is it cold? Nice or cold, Oldie? Huh? Huh? Is it good? Huh? Huh? Drag it. Huh? Yeah? Ice. Nice. Okay.
That was his first day of school, my boy. Super proud of you, son. Beautiful picture that is. Really.
Huh? Show that up. Yeah. Move those hips.
So, that's video number 2. I was very proud of, as I say, his first day at school. He looked so happy, and he was ready. He was like ready to just, you know, go to school and make so many new friends. And he's been very popular, my son. He has always been popular. You know, he's very playful, and I'm grateful again that I had a big hand and a part to play in that. Nobody can take that away from me. I might not be the perfect parent by any stretch of the imagination because of my past and where I came from and my neurodiversity and all these things. But I am a very good father in the sense of the emotions and playfulness and, you know, giving my child emotional intelligence. I am. Now we're going to go over another video. Let's see here. Bear with me, guys. Let's see. I think we can go over this one. This is what I posted yesterday, but it's also the fallout from when I took my son's presents to school. And you're going to see this right now. 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah. Listen, I've got something for you, young birthday boy. Do you want to see? Ta-da! What's this? One. I think you see me. There, look. Birthday boy. Woohoo!
We end up going to a coffee shop after this.
I'm probably the only person in the world who's crazy enough to bring all his boys' presents to school. It's in the mean, to be fair, but still.
Next video.
I don't care. I don't care about other people's stupid opinions. I care about my boy. That's all I care about.
Here we go. This is one of his presents. You really like this.
You playing Domino Train then? Answer. So Tells?
Great time.
Yeah. And do you like your pirate? Yeah. Yeah? Football? Is that a football bill? Yeah. Yeah, I love you, okay? Never forget. Alright? Oh shit, now you can play. Okay? Love you. Happy birthday. No? Not yet. No? Not yet. Not yet? Oh, do you mean the wish? Yeah. What did the wish, though? I think you remember. Tell Nana. What did they say? What did I say? This is beautiful. The scribbles. Lovely scribbles, look. Yellow. Yes, and they're the leaves. Right, can I show you something now? It's a robot. Is that a robot glasses? And is that nice cake you're still finishing?
It's a beautiful cake.
Yeah. Can I show you something now? Yeah. Yeah? Good lad.
So yeah, those are 3 more videos of my son and raising him with playfulness and love. I hope you enjoyed this live. If you did make it until the end of this video and consumed it, much love, much respect. God bless you. Thank you. And as always, if I can help out just one person, just one, and I've done my job. Because my mess can indeed become somebody else's message. And tomorrow, I should be able to invest in adverts and get a lot more outreach to parents who are undergoing parental alienation themselves. And for learning about myself, my message can help them learn what to do and what not to do, following my story. And they can learn from me and learn from my mistakes, and pass it on, pave it forwards, right? And integrate it into their own journey, and that's the end goal. In addition to, in conjunction with, my son knowing the truth as he becomes older, and awakened and aware, educated and empowered, he will know the truth behind the entire depths of its core, in relation to what has been going on for these almost 2 years now. And if you want the entire truth, his entire life, I mean, 2 years in London where it really picked up. But I've been fighting for him my entire life, even in Surrey. I used to live in Surrey in the countryside, me and my wife and my son. And the Surrey local authority were a lot more respectful than the London local authorities. They were very respectful in comparisons. And eventually they closed the case and just left us alone after we beat them so many times. But when we moved to London, oh, well, we're going to go over that in future videos. When we get to the manager and then Abigail Dado, you're going to see what kicked things off. We're going to go over many things. Kafkas, when we go back to the voice recordings in the future, the Kafkas woman, when I did my parenting assessment, we're going to go over um, many things that's going to expose the tyrannical behaviors of the local authorities. Um, really it is. There's going to be a lot to go over, and I can't wait to, you know, showcase. Because it's not a waste. It's not a waste. All these, I voice recorded everything because I knew I would need to one day to make sense of everything going on. I knew that the world was going to be against me. I saw this coming long before it happened because of my past and with my son. I knew what was going on. Even though I didn't really know consciously, subconsciously, I most certainly did know what was going on. So I wanted to initially voice record it just for my data alone and learn from it, right? But why not make a story out of it? Why not showcase to other people what I've been through and that can help them in what they're currently going through, right? So it's not a waste, you know? And as hard as it is for me to say this, I have to, as much as I won't say hate, but as much as I strongly dislike my mother in law, and as much as I hate the authorities, I do have to thank them as well. Because my mother in law gave me a second chance in life. She let me in to her home alongside with my wife. They wanted a child, I gave that to them. But who I could have been anybody, but based on who I was living with, and she took a chance on me, being my wife's mum. And for that, I'm very eternally grateful. And to the authorities, I'm grateful. I'm even grateful to them because they've given me and my son a story and a comeback story, and it's going to reach the world. So in a sick way, I'm grateful to them as well. Anyways, with all of this said, let me just pause here and take another sip. Excuse me. With all this said, once again, I really appreciate everybody embarking on this journey of me and my son. Um, you know, since the inception of this YouTube channel. I believe just over 2 months ago now. It's been a wild ride. I am moved. I'm touched. I'm deeply in my heart. I'm touched by everyone's support. I'm blown away with all the nice comments I receive, and there's been bad comments as well, but that's just it goes with the territory. You have to be willing to take hate if you're going to succeed. There's a quote by Cody Sanchez, and I did a Own Your Future challenge with Dean Graciosi, right? Very famous guy. And Cody Sanchez was a guest. She says, you made it when you got your first hater. Bullshit to meet her. And the reason why she says bullshit to meet her, a hater has to not only think about what he or she's going to say, but has to physically type it out. That's energy from the head and into the hands of the keyboards, right? Why would they do that if he wasn't striking a chord in them? If you would just, they wouldn't bother to respond to you or comment if you wasn't, onto something, right? So haters, you embrace them too, and I've learned to embrace them. And there's a quote I love as well. Um, I was re-listening to a seminar in which I did, and again, the same guy, Dean Graciosi, although this time it was a seminar, when I was re-listening to it, he said, I think it was a hockey player called Wayne Gretzky, I think his name is, and he said, and I love this quote because it relates to me and the local authorities. I don't look at where the puck is, I look at where the puck was going. I don't look at where the puck is. I look at where the puck was going. By the same token, not in puck terms, but I'm going the same example in a different way. Going back to what I said, you know, I could see this moment coming as soon as my child was born, and I knew the direction it was going. This is why I've armored myself with so many voice recordings. And I knew one day that they would have their place for me to make sense of it, and for me to. I didn't know about posting at the time, but now it's just lended itself towards having my son being taken away entirely with all the lies. Enough's enough. I decided to post it all online and show the truth, and that's what I've done. We're going to focus on where the puck is going. We have to outmaneuver and outwit and outclass them, and not prove um, them wrong, but prove that we're right about us. That's the secret path and the source. We take the high roads. That's what it's about. Anyway, with all this said, much love, much respect. Until next time, and there will be a next time. Thank you, God bless, and peace. Thank you. And I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart, because without my fans, there is no comeback story between my son and his biological father. Much love, much respect, and peace. Thank you. Thank you. From the hearts.